imagine how much training and determination it takes for an athlete to compete at the Melbourne Commonwealth Games? Well, Select is here in Melbourne to follow the journey of one very interesting family. Dual medal hopefuls, husband and wife team, Russell and Lauren Mark.
I started as a 14-year-old in 1978. I can remember it very, very well.
I started with a 28 gauge, which has a considerable less amount of recoil because my dad thought that that would be the friendliest gun for me. And it still actually kicked me back. I landed on my butt and I thought, that was great.
Excuse the pun, but it is a real hit and miss event. Oh. You have to have everything going for you. 10 misses in the day might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. You can miss 10 targets in the space of 3 or 4 minutes.
I probably spend about 5 days a week at the gym. I spend probably 2 or 3 days shooting, and the rest of the time I spend chasing after my daughter and my stepdaughter, and that's plenty of a workout for me. There was coverage at the last Commonwealth Games of shooting, and I don't think it was near as much as what Foxtel's going to do.
I've got no doubt that Foxtel's extended coverage is just the best thing that's ever happened for shooting in this country. We just have never had the support in the media like what we're getting at now. I think that's the thing that's driving me more than anything at the moment, the fact that I will have an enormous amount of crowd support. I'm a Melbourne boy. In Melbourne, there'll be tears when I miss, so hopefully I won't make too many people cry.
Oh! Competing in itself is actually not fun at all. The fun is actually when you have the success. So to win is actually to have the fun for all of the hard work you've put in.
I think the disappointment of the Sydney Olympics was a real cornerstone for me in my sport, because I really had it in my mind that I'd announce my retirement and I couldn't bring myself to retire on a silver medal. I've given myself 6 years to think about what's going on in Melbourne here, and you know, I think if I win in Melbourne, you might hear a speech of a different nature that might be the end of the road for me.
I came into the sport with the aspirations of winning an Olympic gold medal, and I see every step along the way as maybe one step closer to winning that medal, and that's what drives me.
Don't offer an excuse, learn from your mistakes so you don't need an excuse, and I think that's very important. Real champions all make mistakes, they just never make excuses.
Russell and Lauren's story is like so many others competing at the Melbourne Commonwealth Games, and Foxtel's there to capture all the action and emotion. And with over 50 hours of shooting, you've never seen it like this before. We'll see you next time on Select.